Road. The cause is not yet known.
As we've been telling you all week, Fox 21's Mike Conneen is in the Philippines right now on a mission of helping and healing.
He's with a group of Southern Colorado volunteers who are performing medical procedures for people who couldn't otherwise afford it.
And tonight, we actually have a chance to talk to Mike live from a satellite phone about the work he is doing there. Good evening, Mike.
Maupai Nakalov from Allen, Samar. I'm here standing outside the hospital. Just to give you a scene of what I'm looking at, I'm standing here in full scrubs. I just stepped out of the operating room. They're doing about 4 different procedures right now. There's a couple of armed guards with M16s that were provided by the government who've been protecting us and standing with us all week. And it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's been raining off and on, but it's about 80 degrees here. Hearing that fastcast, about 40 degrees, it reminds us all that there's actually snow back in Colorado and cold weather. But beautiful weather here. The humidity is about 70%, and we're sweating up a storm back there. Fortunately, there's some air conditioning. But every once in a while, the power goes out, so we have to make do with flashlights when we're doing operations. So it's just been an incredible experience so far.
Well, Mike, we've obviously been following along and reading your blog, and it's been very entertaining and very informative. One of the questions I think all of us have is, and you touch a little bit on it in the blog, what are the living conditions like?
What are the living conditions like?
Yes.
Yeah, you should see these huts, and I'm going to do my best to capture it on video for when I come back with all my stories. But there's huts and grass roof houses that line the roads here. There's highways that, well, by their standards are highways, but by our standards are country roads that are full of potholes. And along all of these roads, there's villages and towns, and the road is really the life center of each of these towns, and people at night during the day are constantly out on the roads, and you should see how traffic works because it's pretty much every man for himself just moving along. There is some order, but there's bikes and animals and just about anything you can imagine running across the road.
Mike, tell us what's been the most memorable moment of the trip so far for you?
Well, it's hard to say, Steph. It's so hard to narrow it down, and every day I sit down at the internet cafe, and I'm just overwhelmed with what I should talk about because there's so many incredible people here. The gratitude of these Filipinos that we're helping is overwhelming, and it's amazing. They sit through these operations. Some of them are just getting local anesthesia because that's all we can provide. We're slowly running out of supplies. And every day there's hundreds of patients who line up outside the hospital, outside the operating room, who want help, who need help. And they sit through these excruciatingly painful procedures, and they don't flinch, they don't move. And even as the doctors ask them if they're in pain, some of them will even lie because they want their surgery so badly they think they should just bear it. And we're sending them off with Tylenol. Because that's all we can provide. By their standards, though, their pain threshold is higher than ours, and Tylenol goes farther than it would for an American after, we have access to so many powerful drugs in our country. But here, that actually is very valuable, and they're very gracious and have so much gratitude. But one of the amazing things I got to experience a couple days ago was a C-section. I got to stand there right up in front, take pictures, and capture it on video, and I've been visiting with the mother and the baby. I also was able to donate blood directly to a patient who really needed it. Here you have to pay in advance for blood or provide your own blood in advance of your surgery, and many of these people can't afford to do that and can barely afford. For them, they have to choose between medical help or feeding their family or having access to food and water. So, it's just been amazing to be able to help these people firsthand and make such a huge impact on their lives.
Well, that is Mike Conneen reporting live from the Philippines. Mike, we wish you a safe trip back, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him, of course, one more time before he does arrive back here. Mike will bring you much more about his trip when he gets back next week and throughout the month of February. In the meantime, you can read his blogs on our website at fox21news.com. Just click on the exclusives icon.
Well, it's week 2 of the gut-busting boot camp.